As I said before, we asked the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Mr. Perry Christie, to please help us continue from now on in a constructive approach without us having to demonstrate, without him having to come out and attack us. And let's work together from now on so that we can get the result that we all want, which is the truth to come out. I must also say that we do fully recognize the positive steps that the Bahamian government is beginning to take in order to deal with this situation of the Carmichael Detention Center, or the conditions there. First of all, we dislike the fact that the police report has not yet been made public by the government, that it had to be leaked to the press. And of course, we salute that press that is courageous enough to bring out the truth. The Bahamian press has been very professional in handling this situation, giving the government and giving us the opportunity to both express our concerns, and we salute that. There's an anecdote that I would like to make to you later, but we also would like to see that the report is made public. But putting that aside for now, the Bahamas has said that it will reconstruct or rebuild the detention center, and it has already begun construction of 2 dormitories. So that is a very, very important step. Secondly, they had already installed the video cameras inside the building, and I suppose that they will probably do the same when they finish constructing the new buildings. So that's another very positive step, because it will help the government know if the guards go beyond their limits, but also if the inmates or the detainees commit acts that are improper, because we understand that at times also detainees do things that are not proper. We understand that, and we understand the plight that the Bahamas has. But most of the times the detainees remain taking all those mistreatments because of fear. They remain calm, and yet, unfortunately, the mistreatment continues. The other thing that has been publicly expressed by the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Relations is that they acknowledge that the center was not according to international standards, so they will bring it up to international standards in terms of how they treat refugees. So that's a major important development in all this story. Of course, they removed the guards, most of them, of the guards that beat up the people. They took them out of there. Our concern is that those guards end up in another prison doing the same thing to undocumented detainees or to the Bahamian detainees for whatever other reason. So we are concerned about that. Those people must not be in a detention center. They can't handle themselves. They believe that they're almighty. The other issue that I think that we need to recognize is that the Bahamas has granted permission for 12 of the detainees to go to Panama, as Panama had requested. Unfortunately, without any reason to do that, for 11 months they had held the Cuban detainees there who were mistreated, and suddenly when they saw that they were going to their testimony could get to the press, they shipped them out to Cuba. And that was a very unfortunate step on the side of the government of the Bahamas that made us very, very, very upset and very sad. And what we're asking in the letter is for the Prime Minister to talk to the Cuban government and to say to the Cuban government, please allow these people to provide their testimonies to the press and to the investigators and to whoever calls. Because already we know of at least 2 cases where they have been visited by the Cuban repressive police to inflict fear in them if they talk to us. Okay, Cuba has a repressive regime, has a dictatorship. This is why people leave Cuba massively into other countries. Before this dictatorship, the Bahamas or the United States did not have a migration problem from Cuba. So it is obviously the system, and the same system that they